Hello, welcome to this member spotlight with me. I'm Kate Cherry, the Regional Director of the Athena Network in Bedfordshire and St Albans, and I'm joined here today by Enfys Maloney. Hello, Enfys.
Hello, thanks for having me, Kate.
You're really welcome. So Enfys's business is called With Enfys, and she does both travel and sales training. So we know Enfys previously from our Bedford Athena group for the last year and a bit now. She's been working with her travel counsellor business, but also in lockdown, she had a bit of an epiphany that people needed her skills in another way as well. And so she set up sales training, and that's under the umbrella of with Enfys, so sales training with Enfys. And I've probably just nicked half of what you were going to say, Enfys.
No, at all. No, go for it. It means that people understand what I do. If you can understand from all of that, that's yeah, go for it and introduce
We're good at explaining it. There we go. So we're revisiting now because we've already done one of these spotlights with Enfys, and today we're going to find out more about her new venture and how that is going, because I know she's already got one set of workshops done and she's got another set coming up, and she's got some great testimonials from people. So jumping right in then. So tell us about sales training with Enfys.
Yeah, all right. So sales training with Enfys was well, it was born out of a necessity to salvage my travel business, or my business in general, after 2020 really sort of bulldozed the travel industry. But it's been fantastic actually to think about what else I've got to offer and create this sales training which is designed for small business owners, because I think so many small business owners start their business from a place of passion or expertise, but don't necessarily have the sales confidence or tools or sales process to really make it work for them. And I think sales training sometimes is quite corporate in how it feels and quite intimidating in how it appears. And I just want to offer something quite different and something really approachable and engaging for small business owners.
And not scary, and nobody likes the sales word, do they? So we're all experts in our field and we love what we do, but when it comes to sharing that with other people and building a pipeline and trying to get new business, it can be really daunting, can't it?
Absolutely. I think people are just so fantastic at creating relationships and not always as proactive as they could be in harnessing that relationship and converting it into like tangible business and sales. So that's where I come in and help. Just give people the tools in order to create that confidence. And it's been a fantastic start. I've been so pleased with it. I've actually been quite amazed at how it's just like taken off before it's even started, which is really good after having the travel business, which was, devastated by the pandemic.
Absolutely. And so let me just go to gallery view again so you can't just see me, but this came at a point where also, so you've been a member of Athena we actually met in the summer of 2019, didn't we, at the summer event?
Yes.
And then you came to our Bedford launch in October 2019. I loved that launch, and you jumped right in and as travel, but then your renewal came up and it's like, look, there's bottom's fallen out of my industry. What do I do? Yeah. And at that point you had that pivot, didn't you? And so you sort of renewed our sales, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
How have you found that support within the network? Of how were people a bit like, what's she doing? What's going on? Or do people really support? I know the answer, but how did you find that?
No, I mean, it's been nothing but supportive. Do you know what I mean? It's been nothing but encouraging, supportive, and just everything that I needed it to be, because launching a new business is really difficult. So, though you need people to validate your ideas, you need people to provide you with contacts, so I needed somebody to help with my website. I needed a logo designer. I need people to help me with like legal agreements, and it was all available to me because I'm part of Athena. So actually, it was a fantastic place to springboard, because not only that it was also providing me with customers, but actually in those early stages of setting up the business, I wasn't after customers. I was after help to support to launch the business, and that's exactly what I found. And the support was fantastic, and people are so willing to provide connections and any help that was needed. It's just there waiting to, well, you've got to ask and then it's there. So it's fantastic. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Athena though. I'd recommend it to anyone.
It's a bit like your very own personal Google, isn't it?
Yeah, but more useful than Google, because you get lost in
Responses are
Google.
relevant.
You get a human at Athena. You get, you ask for help and there's a human at the end. And most people are just there willing and experts in their field. So yeah, it's been a fantastic place to start a business from, to be honest.
And I know you've had a brilliant testimonial already from someone we both know within the network who's taken on your one-on-one training, because you do workshops and one-on-one, don't you? And I love her because I love her story, especially her story with networking. So I think it's great that she's followed on and done that with you. What do you find is, putting you on the spot, what do you find the thing people find the most challenge in the sales process, or the most challenging? Or you could follow on to, what do we just not do because we're in our little comfort zones?
There's just so much that people are doing so much well, but equally, if you think of your sales process a bit like a sieve, we do all this work to generate inquiries, generate business, and then we've got our sales process. And unless it's a tight sales process, we can lose a lot of our inquiries through the holes in the sieve. And actually, sometimes it takes another person to help you patch it up and see where those holes are if you can't see it yourself, to look at the wider sales process as something within our control as well, rather than being so reactive. I think that's a major thing, is that people just leave it to the customer. They're like, I'll leave that with you, get back to me when you're ready. But actually, customers really like to be led. And they need to be led, especially when they're buying complicated items, which takes a level of support and confidence in order to make that transaction. And us as small business owners and us as salespeople are the person to lead that process. So being proactive over reactive is fundamental. But to know the wider picture of the sales process and to think of it as something like that we're taking them on, our customers, on a buying journey and through our sales process. And then not to forget the post sale. I think people can be quite transactional and think, all right, thanks for buying with me, let me know if you ever need anything again. But actually, like, inviting that repeat business and encouraging brand loyalty is massive. It's as important as the pre-sale process. That post-sale process is invaluable.
And looking after them, is it? Someone once said to me, it's much easier to keep happy customers than keep finding new ones.
Of course, and that's the bit that we love as small business owners. That's one of the greatest joys of running our own business, is the connections and the relationships that we can make and foster with our customers. Creates a really strong business platform, and sales should be win-win. They're beneficial to our customers. Our customers will benefit if they come buy from us. But sometimes we get our way in our own way, and we don't follow up because we don't want to appear pushy. We leave it to them and therefore alienate customers because they're not thinking that we are really interested in working with them, whereas that couldn't be further from the truth. So there's a lot that you can do to increase your conversion and to increase your confidence and to increase your joy of selling, because it is actually such a wonderful thing to do when you do it well.
And remembering what we all know as business owners, hopefully, is that we're helping people. So it's just getting out of our own way to enable that as well. I love it. And I'm the same. It frustrates me when, from a networking perspective, I'll connect people, and then a week or two later, I think, oh, I didn't see anything. Did you hear back from the person I connected you with? No, they didn't reply. Did you email? Oh, no, I was waiting for them to. We all have different priorities, don't we? So we need to at least make that touch, make that, like you say, don't keep it in your court, the next step.
We need to lead the process. And that's, we don't like, as business owners or salespeople, we don't like, it's not really beneficial to get ghosted, like leaving it with customer, then have no idea when they're going to come back to us, and then they come back to us at an inconvenient time and we've forgotten what we quoted. It just makes us look sloppy. Whereas actually, if you think of the sales process as something that is actively happening and that you're actively pursuing it and leading it, then that feeling of control and confidence comes from the beginning, because you're not being left dangling, because you're both knowing what's happening every stage of the way is really effective. To have a good solid sales process is really, really key to upping your conversion. So wherever your conversion is now, there's always the next level that you can take it to. So, you know, my training is for people, established sellers, established business owners, and people who want to reconnect with it or are feeling really lost with it and they're just starting from scratch, basically.
Yeah, the people who are looking for that thing that's going to work and help bring them customers. Well, there are lots of things you can do. Yes, there's social media. Yes, there's networking. Yes, there's speaking to friends and family. But you need a process at the same time. So that's where you come in.
Yeah, because ultimately, what's the point of spending all that time and energy and money, like doing your self-promotion, doing your lead generation, and then hemorrhaging the inquiries? Because inquiries are super precious. You know, our customers are important, and we need to care for them, really.
Yeah, and that starts way before they're actually a customer. Love it. And so it's like that brilliant synergy that networking can bring you those connections, but you need that process to carry it through. I heard a quote once which said that most people don't do business or don't purchase something because they haven't been asked to.
Yeah, they need to get invited. Yeah. We make it so difficult for our customers to buy from us sometimes, inadvertently, obviously. But, you know, it's our job to make it easy for them and to be welcoming and inviting and encouraging of that purchase.
Amazing. I love it. So what's next for you is growing this baby. So what is good, a call to action? What help do you need? What would you like people to be looking at, taking part in?
Yeah, so I think what's next is going to be 2 avenues. I'm going to focus or continue to focus on the small business owners, so the solopreneurs and the small team businesses where the business owner is still the active seller. And then I'm going to also go down the avenue of bringing on slightly larger SMEs who have a sales team. So help with their sales team as opposed to be run by, rather than being a business owner seller, that they have a sales team. So that's really exciting. But the next call to action, I guess, the place to find me is in my business lounge, which is my free Facebook group. So that's the business lounge. And I put quite a lot of different type of content in there. But on Friday, I'm hosting a free sales surgery and a free group discovery call with me for people who have maybe been watching me for, well, it can't have been long because I'm fairly new, but who have been keeping an eye on me, but actually might want to just have a bit of a taster session before delving in, because obviously I'm also promoting my April course. My next 5-week course starts 15th of April, I think, which is going to be really brilliant. It's got a really decent level of interest and quite a few people booked on already. But, you know, for those who are on the fence, the sales surgery, the free sales surgery on Fridays, it will be a good place to come and meet.
It's a great idea.
And give their sales headaches, because everybody's got sales headaches. People aren't alone in this, you know. What did I say in my newsletter last week? Like, you have to do it yourself, but you don't have to do it alone. And that's, you know, forging that kind of support around your business, like helping yourself in your weak areas, is just it's a good thing to do for your business. Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, it's been a pleasure catching up with you, Enfys, and finding out more about your business and sharing that with our wider community, whether it's LinkedIn or
Thanks for having me, Kate.
You're very welcome. And if you'd like to visit Enfys in person, well, not in person, but virtually at the moment, then she is in the Bedford Athena group, which meets on the second Wednesday of the month, I believe. But also, you know, at the moment, the wider community of Athena across the country really is getting to meet each other, because we have this world where we're virtual and we visit each other's meetings.
Yeah, it's brilliant. That Fast Plus that you offer is incredible. The access to the different, like, businesses that you represent or you know, have members from, it's just fantastic, so highly recommend.
And Enfys was a speaker at our NetFest the other week, and got a lot of praise and attention for your talk. It was really good.
Thanks, Kate.
And also, fingers crossed for the travel industry picking up very soon.
Yeah, well, I've got tons of inquiries. I work on my travel business on Wednesdays now, around Athena meetings. But yeah, I think there's hope for the travel industry.
Definitely. Everyone will be getting on that as soon as they can. But thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you'd like to know more about our meetings, then you can drop me a message. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye.